Yes, when I was the last time that guy travels everywhere. The last time we was in Hawaii, and I'm just about to leave. Yeah, we're
Norma, is the person from Guadalupe County coming back?
Yes, she's going to be back at 1:30.
Yeah, Norma, I talked to yeah, and she's just they're gonna sign everything and scan it and send it back.
Okay.
Oh, Norma, on I think I gave it to you. Just set that for a hearing as quickly as possible for sentencing.
Yes, ma'am.
that's in Guadalupe. I'm in the jail. And how is it not there? Yeah. Yes. Yes, ma'am, all three of them. Whatever.
You back over here now? I think it's back over here. Use our small.
Okay. So fine, or think it is. Let me know if anything changes on the screen, all right?
All right, Mr. Fritter, there should be something coming your way for you to sign.
I got it here already.
All right, thank you. Do you have his paperwork back? Okay. What are you looking for?
Okay,
All right, thank you. We'll be with you shortly.
all right.
And Norman, can you call Mr. Fox and let him know we're going to start on his case?
I think it's just a room right there. Oh, a minute ago. Yeah. And Judge, they were having trouble with the Adobe, so it's kind of, the discovery acknowledgement we were able to do electronically, but then I guess they're going to sign and scan the defendant's copies, and then we'll enter them physically here.
Okay.
You're going to come again. Judgment.
Yes, I do. You know, that's like that, what is that? That is like, was it He-Man? Where he holds up the sword?
Yeah.
So I've let you in.
I see my.
Yeah, you're in. You're at the Supreme Court, but you're here.
Looking for Clarence Thomas.
You are like,
Poppy.
Dr. Strange. You're in two places at one time.
You know, like, only the clown said, one. What the means, gotta find a meaning.
Oh, I need to go.
Okay.
Yeah. You and I.
I want to see, when you get a chance, I just want to see if he has a document.
Mr. Fritter,
Yes,
hi, do you have all the documents?
yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
Okay.
I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
All right, make it done.
Hmm? I will do what I can.
Thank you.
Mr. Slimane,
Yes, sir.
on your case, we're gonna have to reschedule it.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to reschedule your case because they're in jury trial right now.
Oh, okay, very good.
So, I wanted to make sure you were here so we can make sure your schedule is compatible.
I appreciate that.
All right, so just give us a moment.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Please, thank you.
Huh? Okay, just like the. Yeah, that's it.
Well, not really either. Almost 13 years.
Danielle. Sorry. He hasn't met. Everybody would be. That's fine. He never
Yeah.
She's good. She got her around. The money you never said.
No, he's on what?
Yeah, she worked for City Water.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna take 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Now, old is I think it's four, right?
Yeah, it's 5. It's just like most together. Yeah, I think it's 6, but you don't picture it on like.
What about those now?
It's funny. Like, so she looks, she's real fast. Like, I feel like she gets up from the moment and then he's like super in the store. And when he records up to people, like he's gonna feel out there, but then like he's around in the group, just more shy and stuff. And always like, thinking about stuff. It's just kind of combination. You know, yeah, it's weird.
any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually, he's saying.
Huh?
He gave me some-
I don't think your client is in the breakout room.
My client just,
Yeah, he's not in the breakout room.
I think they're still waiting on the paperwork. Well, the paperwork was, he has it, he signed it. Well, I don't know what happened after that.
Okay, we're gonna find out what happened. We're gonna do some detective work. Okay.
Did you?
No, I didn't receive anything.
The only thing I got was the discovery and I had that.
Judge, I tried calling over there, the person I've been dealing with, and she couldn't answer this time. I can send an email.
Okay.
I know maybe it's on your-
All right, because I don't know if something's happened with them because the defendant has dropped off the Zoom. So just 1 second, Mr. Cox, and we'll see what's going on.
All right, Judge, I'll stand by.
All right, thank you. Hey, so while you're standing by, what does Florida need to do? Where did it go wrong?
Judge, I don't know.
Yeah.
We play South Florida this week. No, Central Florida.
You know when you have teams that have two first names,
Yeah, Central
you
Florida.
know,
But
Central, Northeast, Northwest.
we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We got that one loss out the way. We'll be all right.
But is Notre Dame gonna be okay?
I just saw Judge O'Connell. He
Is
was
he
shaking his
sad?
head. He was sad, but he said the Giants won this week, so he felt that eased the pain a little bit.
Okay. And what about the Cowboys? Are they who we think they are? Or they're gonna be improvement?
Well, I think they'll be all right. I don't know. Dak got hurt yesterday, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to play. He hurt his hand. So I don't know what happened with that. I think they'll be all right. They got
You know,
that recall.
I still remember the Cowboys during the Pearson days and back in the day.
Yeah. I remember from the Bob Hayes days.
Hey, Roger Staubach days.
Oh, Danny White.
Don't get me started on Danny White. I mean, if you needed someone to kick the ball on 4th down, he could do it. Or maybe try to throw it for the 1st down. You don't see many quarterbacks now who can punt the ball.
Danny White. Danny White.
So, Mr. Hooker, is Dak Prescott okay? They say Dak injured. Kenny said Dak injured his hand. Is he okay?
I've heard he's gonna be out for 6 to 8 weeks. He's gonna have to have a surgery. Pin and plate or something, a rod and plate inserted in one of his joints. And I don't think it's his throwing hand, but I think it's another hand that they said. Initial report for 6 to 8 weeks with the surgery.
All right. Kenny is 6 to 8 weeks
Well,
with surgery.
I guess it's always next year.
Oh, well, I mean, they have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but
Rush.
they got him off the
Okay.
practice squad.
Okay, Hooker is shaking his head. He's like, no. Who's the backup quarterback?
They got him off the practice squad.
Well, Kenny, it sounds like you need to suit up.
Yeah.
They could make a movie about it.
Yeah. Now he's they gotta give him a quarterback in the interim.
So do you think they're gonna go for who was the person who played for San Diego back in the day? They got him from a checkout line.
Oh, he played for the Rams too.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. I can't recall his name.
Or either they can get the former LSU quarterback, who played for the Raiders.
One of the biggest draft busts for all time.
Not of all times. Can you really say the greatest bust of all times? Because when you think of the number of the people who actually get to play in the NFL, are you really a bust if you actually make it to the NFL? I think not.
Oh, but that guy was, oh, he could throw a football, but just
He could.
couldn't get it together.
He didn't have the accuracy, but you know,
But we'll see.
yeah.
So when will they,
Hmm?
will y'all be able to do mine today or?
Oh, no, we're just, Miss Ferguson is calling the county right now.
Okay. I'll stand down and stand by, Judge.
Oh, hey, yeah, stand by. Yes. Sure. And you dated it. People are making things happen. Oh, and I see that thing you have from Colorado or wherever it is. I'm gonna look at it.
Okay. There's one more that was sent on Friday. I don't know if you want me to push it to you again to kind of look at from Demara from drug court. To make it go to the top of your list or
Yeah, sure. Where, because I'm looking for it.
it was on a defendant that refused to do drug court. So she just wants to know, do you want?
Oh, no, I sent an email back to, if that's the same one, I sent an email to drug court and drug court said that they would take her.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I did that.
Oh.
Thanks. All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 4466W, State of Texas versus Robert Overitis. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Joe Hooker for the state judge.
for the defense?
Why not you have? Or you do this?
All right, are you Mr. Overitis? I'm going to show you two documents. The first is entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. The next is entitled First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Are you the same Robert Overitis? And I know I'm mispronouncing your last name. Forgive me. I'm still learning to roll my R's. Who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 4466W for the offense of felon in possession of a firearm on May 24th, 2021 for a period of 4 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, state?
Judge, we're gonna be proceeding on the first amended violating condition number 1. On or about the 24th day of July, 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Robert Oyavides, committed the offense of evading arrest or detention in violation of condition number 1.
Can you plead to that? True or not true?
We'll waive and abandon the other allegations, Judge.
Any
No
objections? Mr. Arviritis, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 4 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. Both parties are asking that you deny the state's motion. You continue the defendant on his community supervision, but you do alter and amend his conditions for state contracted ISF substance abuse track, as well as extend his probation for 3 years.
All right, is that the agreement?
That's their agreement. And just the very first time I met Mr. Oyavides, that's the very first thing he asked me. He says, is there a way that I can get treatment? So he's been seeking treatment.
Okay. And I'm sorry, state, how long were you asking it to be extended?
3 years, Judge.
All right, Mr. Arviritis, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what is your issue? Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Robert Oyavides.
All right, so what is your issue?
I mean, just the drug in this. Like, I get out and like straight to the drugs.
Okay,
I ain't gonna lie. Like, first day I got out. I mean, I think when I was in court the last time, you asked me if I sent you for a drug test, and I told you, I'm done on drugs.
all right, this is what the court, what is his criminal history other than I'm sure he's a felon because it's felon in possession of a weapon. What is his history?
He has been to the penitentiary a few times. He's been for an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I believe another felon in possession, Judge, as well as a drug case. Possession of consensual BG1 4 grams. The last TDC trip he had was approximately 2014 or so. And the first one was around 2002.
All right, I honestly don't know if ISF substance abuse track is going to be enough for him. I could be wrong, but I don't think with his history that felony drug court will accept him. I think the issue is going to be the gang issue more so than the past. I mean, we can refer him over to felony drug court, see what they say, but I think they're going to reject him. But I'll start with ISF, but it's going to be ISF cognitive and substantive track, because hopefully you can get your head in the right place. All right, but so what I'm going to do is, as previously stated, 1 is true. I'll deny the motion to alter the main conditions to include state ISF cognitive and substantive, extend for 3 years, and I'll do a referral to felony drug court, see what they say. And he's to remain in custody until transfer. And that's either transfer to ISF or felony drug court. And what's the wait time for transfer to ISF?
Let me double check there on that. It'll be about a month and a half.
All right, Mr. Alvarez, do you have any objections to staying in custody for that length of time to be transferred?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Okay. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna continue with the transfer to felony drug court first to see if they'll accept you. If they don't, then it'll be ISF. And we're gonna reset you in the system, but it's not gonna show up in the system because if it's there, they won't transfer him. All right, Ms. Ferguson of Arthritis, I need a phantom date for him.
I can do the 17th.
All right, so we'll come back on October 17th. All right, Mr. Arthritis, you're gonna have to start doing better. I see that I placed you in the anger management. Let me see what else we have here for you. Parenting classes, which means that you have a child. So you're gonna have to start thinking, do you want to do drugs or do you want to be in your child's life? And if you decide that you want to do drugs, then shame on you. With regards to drugs, what I can tell you though is they're not FDA approved, so you never know what you're gonna get. And I don't think you want your child to see you high. Okay, so you're gonna have to start doing better. All right, thank you.
That'd be excused.
Yes.
Thank
Yes. All right, and Norma, can you see where Teresa Conley is?
Yeah, they said this when we start from Angelina's course.
Okay.
It should be on the way. And I'm trying to get a hold of Michael Sawyer, judge, but I don't know when he's at.
Okay.
He was across the 90th, but they said he left.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me just to recall the dates. I'm sending the email, I tried calling the office, and there was no answer.
This is Stephanie Board. I'm trying to get in touch with Michael Sawyer. He's needed back in the 187 district court. All right. All right, thank you. Okay. Yes, that's good. Thank you. I will not, unless everybody votes for it. All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Huh? Hey. All right, let me see, let me call, Bruce and see if she will allow some of her juries in. All right, let me ask you, when do y'all anticipate that trial finishing? Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, they finally arrested.
Did they?
Yeah. Downstairs? Uh-huh. That was his grandfather, his. There was his dad, the father.
Mr. Fritter, please go to breakout room number 2. Thank you.
Nashville's such a bachelorette capital.
There was one individual that did not show up for the compliance hearing this morning. The officer said that they were given adequate notice. But he just stopped answering the phone, stopped communicating. Motion.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are. Could I approach the,
Yes.
we're ready to go on this one, but it came back. He missed his part.
Okay. We have to sign.
He has a sign. So what happened to do that? Turn it back.
Yeah. Nobody was damaged tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. Right there. You have a form for, and you was swimming late.
Yeah, whenever I get back. Would you let him know, Cornelius, that I'm gonna send it?
Okay. For that photo.
Excuse me, Judge, may I have 5 minutes?
Yes.
You could take off my.
Okay.
Kevin.
Judge,
Yes.
this is on the MTR case. Thank you. Appreciate it. She's in the car, he just tried to get away, send it. Just a lot of different conversations.
It's not. Just.
Yeah, it's one.
The thing was. She might have. She might have done.
But then you're. I mentioned. Actually, it's kind of. And then.
All right, Caitlin Martinez. All right, where are we on this case?
They're still conferring. There's a lot of drugs scattered everywhere at this crime scene. And it's important, I think, at least for me and my client, I'm sure it is for the state, for us to figure out what drugs were where and who they belong to before we can assess what the actual amount and drug should be.
All right, so when is this going to be done?
Judge, I'm not sure just because I'm not assigned to this court. I do believe that this does need to be probably reviewed. The video either needs to be reviewed or maybe even the detective needs to be brought in so that, because there's two individuals, there's multiple drugs found throughout a vehicle, as well as on persons, that which ones are you ascribing to this individual? Are you just saying all drugs are everybody's? So I just need to, well, not me, someone needs to ask the detective how they are ascribing those drugs. I don't know what setting we're at, but it might be prudent just to set it for a trial setting if we're at that stage, just so that someone on TPDs can look at that and make that assessment.
All right. Daniel, on this case, Caitlin Martinez, I'm going to reset it for 30 days. And at that time, everybody needs to have figured out which drugs are alleged to belong to which party.
Okay,
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Caitlin Martinez, please? All right, so we're going to come back on October 18th. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Judge.
And Norma, on this case, are the co-defendants all on the same date? Yeah, not they need to be. Sergio Martinez?
Judge, I'm confirming the state right now. Apologize for my delay, but 2 pleas across the hall took a lot longer than I thought.
Okay, no problem.
And I had to meet some of my office, my good friend, Mr. Green.
Okay, all right,
I'm
thank you.
here.
All right, thank you. Ms. Conley, what are we doing with your client, Mr. Ramirez? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay.
There's another. Left side of the map.
Hey, could I see the file on Halsted? All right, we're done with that one. Okay. All right, probation, where did she go?
Oh, it's a compliance hearing?
Yeah, that was a compliance hearing. Halsted was, yes. And this one, Talia Harris, let me see what page that is on. Oh, this is the motion to modify conditions, and Nora said that the defense attorney withdrew that. Where's this set on the docket though?
On the 29th of the 30th.
Okay. All right, is there any other files left other than Conley and Mr. Cox?
No, Mr. Ramirez, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then that's it.
All right, and this is Sawyer, so I'm waiting on him. Okay, and Mr. Fritter is off the screen again. I guess he has to go off in order to sign paperwork.
They just sent a message from IT that some users are receiving an error that this connection is not private. That's what you guys
Yes.
were getting, yeah.
We're gonna plead to one of the conditions. Open essentially. Now, do I have to split one of these right now? Finish the pen. Your pens and glasses on great.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that process. We're good. Yeah. unless you want to call it.
Is the rest of the complete part? Yeah, okay, all right. I think we're finally ready to go. If I did it in the minutes, I mean, is he back on?
Let me see. No.
We're ready whenever he locks on. I can swear him in.
Awesome. Hello.
Hi, Judge.
Hi.
Okay, if I approach, I'm
Yes.
here. I've just confirmed the state of Sergio's case. Sergio Martinez, they want to look into the victim financial loss, if any. Get a little bit of a background on it. We're looking at some kind of plea to a probation application. We get about 10 days of time,
That should be enough.
about 10 days, Ron.
All right,
And
Miss.
we resolved with a plea, not a trial.
Okay. Norma, on Martinez, can I have a 10-day reset, please? And it'll be for disposition.
Sir.
All right, we're going to be back on the 26th.
Judge, thank you very much, ma'am. Excuse.
Yes, you are. Is your client in
And thank you for
custody?
your patience. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
you're welcome. Is your client in custody? All right. And how's your wife doing?
Thank goodness, all by night and day.
Oh, that's good.
You must be a God after all.
There you go. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. And Cornelius, they're telling me they have all your paperwork. We're just waiting for your client. Norma, can you call over there at Guadalupe and see if they can put him back on the screen? All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 8592, State of Texas versus Victor Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense? For the defense?
Oh, I'm sorry, Teresa Conley from Mr. Ramirez.
And are you Victor Ramirez? I'm going to show you two documents. The first is entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. The second is state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Victor M. Ramirez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 8592 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on November 10th, 2021 for a term of 2 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violation of condition number 2, on or about the 22nd day of June 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Victor M. Ramirez, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
And it's true, Your Honor, because,
Here's the thing, you can do explanation later. I'm just asking whether or not it's true or not.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
true,
It's true, ma'am.
right, state?
Waive all other violations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, no.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, can I plead no contest?
No, it's either true or not true.
True.
All right. So did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
No, Your Honor, it was, the sentence was to be left up to the court's discretion.
All right, state, what are you asking for?
Your Honor, the state's asked for 1 year in the state facility.
All right, defense, what are you asking for?
Reinstatement, Your Honor. May I call my client as a witness?
If you can raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
Victor Manuel Ramirez.
All right, defense.
Mr. Ramirez, this allegation is that you failed to take a drug test for that particular day. You have an explanation for that?
Yes, that day, I was supposed to take it, I was at work, so I called the supervision officer to see if I could do it the following week. She had told me yes, and for the following week, I was already in jail, so that's why I didn't do the UA. But my prior UAs, everything else came out clean out the years that I did take.
All right, any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, the state calls the,
Well, I mean, do you have any questions for the defendant?
so it's your testimony today that you were given a week.
I had asked the probation after yes, she said okay to next week, but I was already in jail for the following week, so I wasn't able to provide the test.
And it's your testimony that the meeting happened over, how did it happen?
She had told me to take the UA test when I had done to report, but then I called her, let her know that I was working, we got to take it the following.
Just one,
So sorry, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, just one moment. Because this is a case that's out of Guadalupe County and they've been having trouble with their system. If you all would just give me a moment while I take up this matter and then we can continue with this, if everyone's okay with that. So could you swear him in, please?
Mr. Fritter, can you hear us?
Mr. Fritter, are you able to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna swear you in. If you can raise your right hand, please. Are you Brandon Fritter, the defendant in this case?
Yes,
Okay, and are you familiar with these 2 documents?
yes,
Has your attorney explained to you your constitutional rights and you understand them?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you sign there on the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your desire to enter a plea and waive your right to a jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
All right, you can have a seat and we're going to take up your matter now. Are you going to do it from in the courtroom? Okay.
I get it. Happy when you can get the real thing.
Oh, there you go. But you know, is it live or is it Memorex? I think only certain people remember that.
Like only you hit just an open shirt.
Yeah. You know, I think we're the only people who remember that. Michelle, do you remember that?
Memorex?
Yes.
No, sorry.
See,
I do.
Okay, thank you.
I remember that.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I don't feel so bad.
People missed a lot of great commercials.
Oh, commercials.
They don't even know about E.F. Hutton.
We didn't have 200 channels.
We did not.
Commercials were important.
Yes. All right, court is going to call 2021 CR 1154. I'm sorry, 2021 CR 11445, State of Texas versus Brandon Fritter. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Cornelius Costle, the defendant.
And are you Brandon Fritter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because Mr. Fritter is in Guadalupe County and transferring him to Bexar County was next to impossible. Any objections from the state to Mr. Fritter appearing by video?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Fritter, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review that with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Fritter, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Waive it, Judge.
Can anybody read this writing, this signature? I mean, all right. State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married, cohabitating.
That's correct. There's no objection.
As a Class A misdemeanor, correct?
Correct.
All right, Mr. Fritter, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Affidavit of Admonitions and Defendant's Waivers. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married, cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor? The range of punishment is up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. There appears to be some blank parts of this document. So, Mr. Cox, how is your client going to plea?
He's going to plead no contest.
And is your client a citizen?
Yes.
Right, if you all would like to initial those. Mr. Fritter, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and the court will note for the record, just so the record is clear, for some reason, the fact that Mr. Fritter is a U.S. citizen wasn't printed out on the page. So the court has written in that the defendant is a U.S. citizen. And for the record, the defendant has stated he's a U.S. citizen. And both the defense and the state's attorneys have signed to initial that fact. Defense, is your client a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Okay. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married, cohabitation. Punishment is to be assessed at 60 days in the jail. There are no applications. They will take in consideration the following county court cause numbers: 601-926, 671-224. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, no harmful or injurious contact with Cassie, Kassie, Cole, and credit for any time served. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that, I'm sorry, just one moment. I'm next showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motion?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense of assault assault bodily injury, merit cohabitation. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments into evidence.
No objections.
Mr. Fritter, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
All right, so is the complainant aware of this? Does the complainant want to have contact? It appears that maybe they shouldn't have contact.
The judge, there was a notation in JD about me.
Sometimes. Love.
not be around that person anymore.
We have kids together, Judge.
I'm sorry, what?
We have kids together.
Yes, but sometimes when you have children together, things don't work out, and the way you communicate is through third parties in regards to your children.
I do not no longer talk to her, and I do not no longer live with her. She lives up in Ennis, Texas, and I'm down here in San Antonio.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Fritter? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Brandon Mark Fritter.
Yes. Do you need to have contact with Cassie Cole?
Only about our kids.
Well, I mean, don't you all have grandparents who can be the go-between?
No, I do not speak to her parents, and she does not speak to my parents, so.
Judge, when I pulled it up, she did say there was some contact because of the kids, and she also said that recently, you know, she needs his help with the children.
See, I'm just trying to figure out, because I read this, that he became angry over whatever conversation they touched upon. She starts filming him. And then there's this explosion that happens.
People change, people work things out over a period of time. There's been separation, complaining witness still wants to have contact. And I can understand what having some concerns. However, Judge, sometimes when you're dealing with those, the combination of those type of situations, people evolve and they want to continue to have relationships and contact. And this is just not me speaking, but the victim speaks to the prosecution saying the same thing.
Well, and Judge, the main reason we included that was because they do have contact due to the children.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. 60 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. Taking consideration cause number 601-926, 671-224. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and you're only allowed to have contact with Cassie Cole if it involves the children.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means that if she's dating someone else, you have no right to question her about that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're dating someone else, she really has no right to question you about that. If there are issues, then you go to court on the civil side. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is this supposed to be a judgment satisfied?
It should be, Judge.
Yes, Judge, I believe he's got 24 days here in Bexar County and then about a month over.
A little over a month. He's in Guadalupe County, where he's presently residing.
All right. Of his own free will.
I won't, whenever there aren't a doubt that it's their own free will, but there's some restraints.
I signed for 3 years probation with safety.
Okay.
I volunteered for safety for to better myself for my children.
Oh, thank you. That's a good start. I appreciate that, Mr. Fritter, and thank you for letting me know. All right. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing? All right, Mr. Fritter, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Once I find it. We will see if we have that. Okay. All right, did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your agreement and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Fritter. Do better for your children, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cox.
Thank you, Judge. And, there's a saying in I can't spank you, but it was all well.
That is well. But you know what? You're just quoting things that none of the young people here have ever heard of.
It says all my quotes are old quotes.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and you know who sings that song, I Got Dreams, Dreams? It's Otis Redding. So, I mean, hey, watching the tide roll away. The only person in worse shape than that is Brooke Fitton. Feels like it's raining all over the world. All right. We're going to go back on the record in 2021 CR 8592 on Victor Ramirez. And I believe state you were questioning Mr. Ramirez.
Wait, just.
Okay, sure. And Ms. Conley, if you'd like to have a seat, you're more than welcome to do so.
Could sit on this if you don't mind.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Mr. Ramirez, how are you supposed to report to probation?
When I had talked to my patient after, I let her know that I could go by person. Because by phone call, I've been having a lot of issues, so my phone's getting they get how to cut it. They get hacked. So I changed phones already like 4 times since I got out of jail. And the last time I believe that I spoke to her, I called her from a bakery, Colorado, just to make sure that it was okay.
Pass with us, John.
Nothing further.
Okay. Defense, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
State, any other witnesses?
Your Honor, state call Selena Martinez.
All right, Selena Martinez. Would you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand if you can state your name for the record.
Selena Martinez
All right, you may begin.
Ms. Martinez, how are you currently employed?
with the Bexar County Adult Probation
And what do you do for adult probation?
is to provide caseload for defendants.
And was one of your defendants that you were supervising Victor Ramirez?
Yes,
And how were you meeting with, how was Mr. Ramirez reporting into probation?
Zoom.
And had he reported, was that how he was consistently reporting?
Yes,
I want to draw your attention to June 22nd, 2022. On that day, did you meet with Mr. Ramirez?
yes,
How did you meet with him?
Zoom.
Okay, was he scheduled to meet earlier?
He was scheduled to meet on the 21st.
And what happened there?
He failed to report and he called in scheduled.
When you spoke to Mr. Ramirez, did you notify him that you had to take a urine analysis?
Yes,
And how long did you give him to do the UA?
that day.
Would you have given him a week?
No,
Why not?
it's department policy. I'm not allowed to give it
How much time can you give?
24 hours.
Did Mr. Ramirez go in for a UA test?
No,
And were you the probation officer that read him the conditions?
yes,
Fast witness.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Teresa Conley. You got results from urine tests from Mr. Ramirez prior to June. Is that correct?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Gotta be overruled. You can answer the question.
yes, ma'am.
What were the results of those tests?
He took the negative.
Basically, was he cooperating with you? Or did you feel any problems with him?
No, he cooperated.
Thank you. No further questions.
Further questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is there any other witnesses state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to grant the motion, Mr. Ramirez. The court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to send you to 180 days at the state jail facility and give you credit for any time served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your
Very
Honor.
much.
You're welcome.
Can I have your excuse, Your Honor?
Oh, here I go.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you.